Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I want to talk to you about the latest batch of news for STO on both PC and console. As always, chapters are listed down below. The first thing I want to talk about today is the PC patch notes for July 13th, 2023. Now, these patch notes have been quite controversial, as many of you have probably heard in the past couple of days, and the big reason for that is that there is a nerf to the Maelstrom quantum torpedo launcher in these patch notes. For those of you not familiar with the Maelstrom is off of the legendary Akira, and the legendary Akira is not too cheap to obtain. That is a very expensive bundle. It cost $120 at its base cost. And this torpedo was a very big draw to that bundle because this torpedo has a really long, or it had a really long cooldown and was meant to be used strategically. So rather than spam barring it, the intended way to use the Maelstrom was that you would let it build up charges and then you would use it to deal a devastating blow to whatever it is you're trying to fight. And the issue that has happened is that Cryptic didn't like how easily this torpedo was one-shotting bosses, especially in lower difficulty content. And as such, they have cut the recharge time of the torpedo in half, and they've also cut the damage in half. So it took 30 seconds to build up each charge of the Maelstrom before, and you could have up to 3 stacks, so it took 90 seconds to get up to the max 3 stacks. But after the update that rolled out earlier this week, it's now 15 seconds per stack, with 45 seconds till you're at the max stacks, but the damage is only half of what it was before. So the torpedo can still hit some things pretty hard, but nowhere near as hard as before. Its damage has been halved. And what they've really done with this update is they've taken away that strategic application for the Maelstrom, because right now with where it's at, it's not really that good. I did testing on a stream the other day, and I'll be talking about this all a bit more tomorrow. But the Maelstrom under high yield, like, you're just not going to use it under high yield anymore. And under spread, the dark matter is now such a better choice for you guys to use again. The thing is, the Maelstrom has basically been brought down to a level where it is closer to a normal torpedo rather than a strategic weapon. And with the Maelstrom being just a normal quantum that had this charge mechanic added onto it, it just isn't really doing that well now. Again, you can get some pretty decent hits out of it, but the strategic application that it was originally designed for is basically gone. And at this point, you're just better off using a different torpedo, especially something like the dark matter if you want to do torp spread. And if you're wanting to do high yield, then the Delphic from the Lobby store or the enhanced biomolecular from the Undine rep are going to be better options. As is with this change, I can't recommend using the Maelstrom anymore. And again, I'll be talking about this quite a bit more tomorrow, but just some basic talk there about it. The next thing here is that the Advanced Science Energy Field Gradient Projector console, this is one of the Advanced Science consoles. They have buffed the hull pen on this because it's a drain console and not many people have been running it. Apparently this is sort of bugged, and there's still some people seeing some really, or there are some people seeing some interesting hull pen numbers from it. Someone sent a picture in Discord earlier showing a couple thousand hull pen skill from these consoles, so might be some bugs going on there. The plasmatic biomatter auto turret can now be re-engineered. I'm really happy to see this, given that I just bought one of these from the Lobby store recently to try out on my plasma build. I would like to see the rest of the Lobby weapons, especially the space weapons, get the ability to be re-engineered also. There's a lot of neat things in there, but some of them do have very trash modifiers on them at base, like the plasmatic biomatter auto turret did. And I think it would increase the value of those Lobby items if we could just re-engineer all of them. Resolved an issue that was preventing the prolonged engagement phaser dual cannons from activating under the effects of surgical strikes rank 2. Who was using rank 2 of surgical strikes to find that bug? That's the real question. Surgical strikes 3 goes into the same slot as rank 2, so there's basically no point for rank 2 to even ever exist. So that's an interesting bug there. They resolved an issue with the Theseus console where it wasn't benefiting or that was preventing damage increases from any plus damage bonuses on the console. So I don't think really anyone cares about that ship. They resolved an issue where the holographic Dr. Beverly Crusher Bridge Officer was still locking out torpedo abilities after triggering high yield. Again, she has a really long cooldown on the effects that she has, and I don't think you should use her over a superior Romulan operative or Watcher Bridge Officer. You can get a high yield from her. I think, a high yield every like 45 seconds, I think it is. Just not good enough for a Bridge Officer slot. And then there's been some little visual changes to the Admiralty and Duty Officer windows. And if anyone from Cryptic is listening, my thoughts are the same thing that I've said to some of you in private now for like the last year. You guys took out some of the really nice gen send message commands that allowed us to have keybinds to do things like start duty officer assignments, select the quantity in an R&D mission or start an R&D mission. Why don't you guys, go put a bunch of those commands that used to exist, right into the keybind tool in the game, make it so that we can all easily access them, because that would be the biggest improvement you guys could do for the Admiralty, Duty Officer, and that window in general, is putting those gen send to message back commands back in, or giving us an equivalent right through the in-game keybind tool. And also on the topic of UI stuff, take all button for the mail, please, anytime soon. I'm not going to let that one go because it sucks every time I buy salvage. Okay, next bit of news for PC is that there is a bundle sale. This started up on the 13th and is running through the 17th. This is 35% off all ship bundles in the store and any expansion bundles. And then there is a 50% sale on the MUDs bundles with the return of all the prior MUDs bundles. So if you've been waiting to pick up any specific MUDs bundle, like the Into Darkness one or the Stealing Time or whatever, now would be a good time to pick them up. I don't think the 75% sale is ever going to return at the current pace of things. And on the topic of the MUD store, next week on July 20th, PC is going to have 3 new items added to the MUD store: the Martian Mining Laser ground weapon, the Temporal Hack kit module, and the Ryzian Luxury Cruiser vessel. Nothing really notable here that I can think of. The Ryza Luxury Cruiser, like if you're a fan of those Ryza ships, and maybe get that for $40. It's not really that notable of a ship, but if you really want it, it's there for you. And the other stuff I don't recall being like notable at all. And for those of us on PC, we also have a Vanity Shields for Dilithium sale currently going on, and all ships in the Dilithium store will also be 20% off. So this is running up through the 17th, and I have a video up on the channel, which I'll have linked down below in the description, that goes over all these Vanity Shields. The Section 31 and the Balul are going to be the most popular. The other ones, it really depends on the ship that you're using them on. A lot of them don't look that amazing, in my opinion, but maybe there's something there that you'll like, and maybe that video can give you an idea on, what's worth it and what's not. Moving over to the console side of things, you guys have the MUD Wants to Show You TNG bundle dropping on console. This will be it's dropping on the 19th, and it will be on a 50% sale from the 19th up through August 2nd. I've got a video talking about this bundle, and again, I was not too crazy about this bundle. It's got some neat ships in it. The Sona is one that I always was a fan of. Then again, I have a video going over this bundle in a bit more detail if you want to learn more about it, but it's not that great of a bundle. Again, I'd recommend something like the Kelvin Into Darkness mods bundle before it, because you get so many more ships in that. Or the Stealing Time one, because the Temporal Science Vessel is really good. But for this one, it's the Liberated Borg Command Juggernaut, the Sona Collector Science Dreadnought, and then the Hassanok Warship. The ships aren't bad, it's just paying $150 for them is just really questionable. Then over on console, you guys have an Admiralty bonus week running up through the 20th. So take advantage of that if you care about that. And those of you on console still have an Infinity promo event going on. And there is now a 30% flash sale that is going to be running up until noon on July 16th. So if you were wanting to stock up on Infinity promos, make sure to do so. The Delta ones are the ones that I'd usually recommend. But you may want to also consider the research and development ones, because those are dropping the components for the new advanced consoles, which sound like they have much less supply on console because people don't do elite queues as much over there. So probably go for the R&D ones in this instance. The next thing I want to mention is that there is some launcher issues going on various platforms on PC. So apparently this is happening to a lot of people on Steam, but apparently some people are also having the issue on Arc and Epic and even the standalone. There's two routes you can go with this. You can wait for the launcher, try to give it, a little bit of time, give it like 15 to 30 minutes and see if it finally stops looping and lets you into the game. The other solution is to uninstall the game and then reinstall it. So that is what they're putting out if you are having those issues, is to try and wait it out or just reinstall the game. Not great, but if you're experiencing those issues, then do one of those things and hopefully you can get back into the game sooner rather than later. And that's going to be it for today. Again, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. Stay tuned because there is more content coming soon, including a breakdown of the Maelstrom Nerf in a bit more detail. And in a couple hours after this news video goes out, a live stream in which I will be building out the summer event Hesperian Intel Battlecruiser. Thanks for watching and see you guys around.